We've shown you some of the villains on both sides. Sadly, we don't have all of their faces just yet, but I assure you, I give you a guarantee that we'll have all of their faces and we will grill them before anyone else can, because that's how seriously we take this unfolding story. But apart from the villains, apart from the rioters, apart from the investigation, it is the poor, it is the migrant laborers of this country that have always been the hardest hit in the wake of any communal violence. Fewer hundreds of migrants working in the Delhi suburb of Gurugram in Haryana are fleeing the city in panic. Most of these workers are from West Bengal and are now going back to their states. Many of them from the Muslim community, many of them from the Hindu community in Nu as well, choosing life over livelihood. According to some estimates, people have left Gurugram since the violence began. Most of these workers were working in high-rise societies as house helps, drivers. They've left their jobs fearing for their lives. And this is despite the Gurugram police saying that security is up and that tensions are only happening in small pockets of this sprawling suburban metropolis. India Today spoke to some of those migrants. Listen in to this exclusive report by India Today's News.
We are in Sector 70 of Gurugram, which is very close to the Sona Road, and this is a colony of migrant laborers, many of whom have come from West Bengal. And after the violence that erupted in Nu as well as Mewat, there have been sporadic instances of hate violence against this particular community over here as well. So I'd just like to speak to a few people to understand if they are actually facing issues, because there have been videos on social media that have been viral talking about how migrant laborers are facing the most problem. जो society में जो लोग हैं आसपास जो काम करता है वो लोग आप लोग को मदद कर रहे हैं अभी यहाँ पे?
है, मदद कर रहे हैं। ये गांव वाला सब मदद कर रहा है, ऐसी बात नहीं है।
क्या बोल रहे हैं?
उन लोग ये कह रहे हैं कोई परेशानी नहीं है। हाँ, जहाँ गर्म हुआ यहाँ थोड़ा से माहौल गर्म है, लेकिन हर जगह गर्म है, लेकिन यहाँ कहीं गर्म है नहीं अभी। लेकिन ऐसा ही आदमी कुछ आदमी जैसे घर चला जा रहा है उसको मना भी नहीं कर सकता इसको, इसीलिए वो लोग जा रहा है।
कितना लोग चला गया यहाँ से?
कम से कम करीब 400 लोग चले गए, 400-500।
वेस्ट बंगाल, पश्चिम बंगाल
पूरा नहीं, कुछ बिहार का है, यूपी का था और बंगाल का था, वो लोग सब चला गया। अभी भी थोड़ा बहुत है, बाकी ऐसा कोई इधर का जो गांव वाला है, इस गांव वाला हम लोग का थोड़ा सहयोग किया। ये लोग कह रहा कोई डर नहीं है, अब सब शांत हो जाएगा। बाकी आया था 2-4 10-20 बंदा बाहर से, पता नहीं वो लोग कौन है, कैसे हम देखा भी नहीं, कभी पहचानता भी नहीं। लेकिन हमारा गांव इधर जो है पल्ला का, यहाँ का एक भी गांव वाला हमें परेशान नहीं किया।
What we've been told right now is about 300 to 400 people from this particular area have left for West Bengal, and this is why the life of migrant laborers is difficult in and around the city of Gurugram as well. And these are the people that are most affected by the meaningless violence that has led to a lot of fear-mongering and speculation among all communities within Gurugram as well. With Shailendra from Gurugram, Milan Sharma for India Today.
The communal clash, as you can see in those voices, has spread panic and fear. People making the difficult decision to leave their livelihoods and get out of places like Palwal, like Gurugram, like Nu itself as well. Shreya continues to be with us from Nu because she's going to be reporting on every aspect of the effects of this communal violence. We've heard some of those voices from Gurugram, the migrant laborers who are deciding not to stay because they don't feel safe. Shreya, what's the situation there in Nu? Are people leaving Nu as well in fear?
Well, Shiv, the demography of Nu is such that, we will not see an exodus in the manner that we are seeing in Gurugram. Because when we talk about Gurugram, this is a settled city. People are coming from outside. So it's a mixed demography. There are pockets where probably we've seen that a community is living in a number as a minority. And when these clashes erupted, sporadic incidents were reported from Gurugram yesterday and day before yesterday. So for that reason, these workers who are migrant workers. They work as maids in the high rises. They are choosing to leave their residences because of these visuals that were also reported from Gurugram of shanties being burnt, of isolated shops being put on fire. So it's unfortunate that it's happening. It's the duty of the law and order bodies to actually ensure that people feel safe, but that hasn't fortunately happened immediately after the new violence. So that is the reason we are seeing this exodus that has taken place from particularly the 66, 67 and 70 sector of Gurugram. We only hope that the Gurugram police takes cognizance of these and provide adequate security so that people, especially from this
Yes.
strata, from the migrant workers and all, they feel safer in the city of Gurugram.
And after all those police lapses that Shreya and her team have nailed down in our coverage from day one, let's hope that the police is doing its job now to guarantee the safety of these people and send out a message that they will be kept safe at all costs. We can't have another situation where migrants decide not to return to work in these cities, leaving their families very far away. We will do our best to try and reach out to get you more voices as well. Shreya, stay safe as always. Thank you very much for getting us that report.